That's good. So hopefully I'll get a chance to edit this all out and make some nice looking videos, or best do the best that I can with the footage I have. And hopefully it won't be too boring. And hopefully there'll be many more and it'll get better and better. Well, last night, even though it was a little cold, it was clear skies and just filled with stars. Wish I could have gotten some good pictures of it or video, but you know, don't really know how to adjust the camera settings and whatnot. I got a little point and shoot one, so I don't even know if I can adjust that so that I can take pictures of stars. But it was real nice last night. Stepped out of the tent a couple of times to take a look up at the stars. Did good with the breakfast. Good coffee, good bacon, good eggs. Love hearing little sounds of nature in the background. Not too bad for the first outing of the year. Said it got a little chilly last night, but survived. I'm thankful I bought the extra layer with me and the hat. So much heat is lost through the hat, through your head. So having a hat in your bag is always a good thing. So my bug shelter here, that's a black diamond. It's called a beta, I think they call it beta bug tent. It's a real nice size. I forget the actual dimensions. I think it's like 8 foot by 7 or something like that at the widest point. It's kind of almost it's diamond. It's almost diamond shaped, but not pointy at the top and bottom tips. It's so it kind of flares out at the sides. Very spacious. You can easily fit 2 people in there with some gear. More than enough for myself and all my gear. Black Diamond makes another one, which is, I think, it's like 8 or 10 feet square or something like that. The thing is gigantic. But that's really good if you got a couple of people in there. You want to get 2 people in there with gear. Plenty of room. You can probably fit 4 people in there easily. But this one's real good for one person. It's pretty lightweight. I think it's a little over 2 pounds or something like that, or just under 2 pounds, somewhere around there. And instead of pitching it with poles, I just hook it to the ridge line with some, I think it's Neitzel's the name of the company. They make these little bungee cords. um, with two carabiners on it, and I have some paracord tied in a little prusik knot or whatever um, up there, and I just click that. I tighten it up, and it pulls the tent up real nice. Pretty sure I got that on video yesterday. The tarp is bear paw. I think it is bear paw. Really good tarp. It's big. It's a real nice size. I think it's 10 by 12. So plenty of ways for me to configure this if I need to. If it gets windy, I can pitch it down on an A-frame. I can close off the ends on it. I could just stake it differently, and it'll essentially become a tent for me. So it's a good little setup. It didn't even really need to put it up. I could have done without it because we weren't expecting any rain. But then again, if you listen to the weatherman around here, he obviously doesn't know much. Because he can't tell the difference between low 50s and low 30s. So, and I said my entire sleep system, I roll it all up, everything, shelter and sleep system, all gets rolled up and straps to the bottom of my bag. There's a 40-degree bag. Inside the 40-degree bag, I have a little fleece bag. I believe I picked that one up at Gander Mountain. Pretty decent, kept me warm last night. And then there's a inflatable pad in there. Use the the Thermarest Neo Air or whatever. And then I have a camp pillow and also an inflatable pillow as well. And I just stack those in a case for the pillow there, and that works out well for me. And then there's a little cheap 5x7 blue tarp, which you can pick up at Walmart. I just wrap my bag and my mat and my pillows in that, just to keep everything together. It's also an extra tarp that I have with me just in case. So if it is cold, I can wrap myself in the tarp, and that's one extra layer. Didn't need to do that last night, so it just everything gets in there, rolled up. I just obviously I take the air out of everything. Zip up the bag, then I wrap that blue tarp around that. I leave that inside the bug net. I keep it centered. I drop the bug net down. Then I take my tarp down, and that kind of gets laid on top of, gets folded a bit and laid on top of the bug net, and then everything gets folded inward and then rolled up just like a sleeping bag, and then strapped to the bottom of my bag. It works out okay for me. Had a little issue when I was setting up the bug net. Comes with these little kind of bungee type cords to tighten out the stakes. I'm really not a big fan of it. As I was tightening one or two of them, they slipped off. They were tied at the manufacturer. I never touched them. So I'll probably change that out at some point and try doing something that's just going to be a little bit better, a little bit easier. I do carry extra stakes with me. I could get away with just doing 6 stakes and just tie everything together, but I carry the extra ones with me just to give me multiple options if I want to pitch the tarp differently. Generally, this is the setup I go with. I mentioned this yesterday. I never really had anybody teach me any of this stuff. I didn't really go camping much as a kid. I did a little bit, more like group camping type of things. I was involved in a hiking club in high school, and we went on a couple overnighters, but never really had a parent or a mentor that took me out and taught me things. So I'm just kind of learning all this stuff as I go along, and see what works for me, see what other people do, and give things a shot, and see what works best for me. As I mentioned in one of the other videos there that I was doing yesterday, just do what you do, and learn from everybody else, and no way is the absolute right way of doing it. There's multiple ways of accomplishing the same goal. So if you have a better idea, put it forth in a constructive way, and just be nice about it, especially when you're on the forums, as I mentioned yesterday in that video. Just take your time and word things carefully, because sometimes it can come across a whole lot different when somebody's reading it than what you think you're actually saying. That's pretty important. Take your time and just make sure it comes across in a nice, friendly manner, and helpful, and not like as being a know-it-all type of thing. That's the one thing I dislike about a lot of the forums. You tend to kind of understand what people are saying, but it's just the way that they say it that turns you off sometimes. It doesn't come across as being helpful. It comes across as being a little more condescending and know-it-all-ish. So take a little extra time before you click that post button. Read it over and just make sure it sounds helpful and sounds more as if, hey, here's something you can try, as opposed to you ought to be doing this. See that a lot of the YouTube videos that I've watched, whether it's about camping or bushcraft or whatever. A lot of people kind of have the attitude, if you're not doing it my way, you're doing it the wrong way, and it really couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually a bit of a turnoff. So that's why I show people my system, what I'm using now, and what I like to do, and how it's working for me. I gave that little fry pan a shot, and